Welcome to Everyday Life. Thank you for joining our podcast, Conversations Over Coffee. My name is Jen.
And I'm Dagda.
And we're going to hit you with the explicit content warning right off the bat. This podcast does include adult situations and adult language from time to time.
I'm an angel. I never fucking cuss.
Okay. Anyways, you ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go. The local bookstore has like 15 different titles, 3 copies of each. No. I had thousands of books to choose from.
What fucking bookstore, first of all?
I didn't mean to say bookstore. I meant to say library.
Second
I was trying to make fun of
you.
your...
Myth.
Huh?
Cow tipping is a myth.
I didn't say cow tipping. I said petting sheep.
Yeah.
There's a big difference. I didn't say I didn't say hook your boots with the foots. I didn't say that. What is that? How do you know they're a real farmer? They know to put the feet in the boots. That's how you know. It's something that was a meme online. Something about how do you know they're a real goat farmer or sheep farmer? They put the animals' feet in their boots so they can't get away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I didn't really. I mean, obviously now that it's been months and I've like, I get what that joke's about. So, anyways, you dick. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm doing fine as long as you stop giving that disgusted look because I didn't know the reference.
You'll be all right. Someday.
I didn't care for the movie. I did not care for that movie.
Well, the movie
it was just very...
The movie was kind of a caricature, and that was intentional. Because I think, if I remember correctly, the dude... I don't know why they do this, but the director, I believe, didn't like the book.
Yeah.
And so he kind of wanted to satirize the book. Which the book is already kind of a satirization of politics.
Yeah.
But anyway.
It's one of the, like, I mean, no offense to him, but Castor Van Diem. Like, I think that's what his name is.
Casper.
Like,
his name is Casper.
Yeah, Casper Van Diem. He's the main star in that movie.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of like, huh? I mean, every time I think about watching Starship Troopers again, I think about the worst Ben Affleck scene I've ever seen, which is in
every movie he's ever been in.
Stop. It's in Armageddon where he's like, a bomb. He can't say that fucking line right to save his life.
Yeah.
Anyways, so you've been good?
Yeah, I've been pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we've been busy. We don't get to get together as much. I do feel like the nerds from Weird Science. Matter of fact, I checked in with you the other day and somebody's like, what are you guys doing? And it was like, jeez, relax. Did you see that look she gave us? Like, bitch, go away.
I don't pay attention to most people, so.
I know. I'm just lucky enough. I have a shrill enough voice. I hit the right frequency and you're like, oh God, if I ignore her, she won't go away. But if I just address her really quick, she'll go away. Something like that.
Yep. Something like that.
Something like that. So we'd actually recorded an episode last week, and it's not that it didn't sit well with me. I was just very confused how the subject had come up. And I think it had come up because I was just like, I saw this new movie. And just kind of, my brain kind of scrolled and spiraled.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to you, I was just like,
that doesn't happen. What are you talking about?
I never squirrel. I never have brain farts. I don't know what you're speaking about. I know, right? Although, side note, I don't know what my partner was listening to, but I heard the turkey call.
Oh, yeah.
Can you do it?
It's probably...
Okay. I heard that and I about peed myself laughing yesterday. I don't know what he was watching. I just heard it and I was just like, hey, that's a turkey call. Bubba does that.
Yep.
Only different names. Right? So, anyways, squirrel. That's my squirrel for the day. Hopefully my only squirrel for the day.
Yeah.
Are we counting on that?
No.
So, anyways.
Don't bet on it.
Right. I always bet on squirrel.
Yeah.
So I actually did do a little research on the infamous Mark Wahlberg.
Okay.
And I was telling you my research when I was doing it because some of it cracked me up.
Yeah.
So that all sparked because I'd seen an advertisement for a movie on redacted streaming service. And I was just like, I don't know. That's kind of, it's been a long time since he's been that kind of character. And I watched it.
Oh, yeah.
And I watched it and it was fantastic. So I thought we should talk about Marky Mark today because I do love him so much.
I like Mark Wahlberg.
I enjoy him a lot. And there's some interesting things that I found out today, so which is really cool. So first of all, he's one of 9 children.
Damn.
Here's the crazy thing. He's one of 9 children by his biological mother and father.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he has 3 half siblings from his father from before he was even born.
Damn.
So he legit has 11 siblings.
Wow.
And they're all older than him. He's the baby at 50, almost 50.
He's the youngest of all of them?
He's the youngest
Oh, wow.
of all these children. He was born in June of 71, so he will be 55 this year.
Damn.
Officially, according to McDonald's, he's a senior citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I'm like, I read that and I went, wait, what? He's the youngest of all these children. So from his father, so his dad has a total of 12 children.
They're not cheaper by the dozen, by the way.
They are not. That is just factually incorrect. Well, unless you're like John and Kate plus 8, where, they're like close enough. Anyways.
Unless you're getting the government or somebody else to subsidize you.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're doing an Octomom,
Yeah.
Oh, no. No.
Put that thing away.
Nobody wants to see that thing. Put that thing away. Anyways, so if I read it correctly, and I'm pretty sure I did, his father had 8 boys and 4 girls, which means he's got 3 full-blooded sisters and 5 full-blooded brothers.
Okay.
2 half-brothers and a half-sister. So anyways, but he's the youngest. He's the baby.
Okay.
He's the baby. He doesn't know any better. And I honestly, what's really interesting about it is he's the most successful of all of them.
Which is actually kind of funny.
It is literally like, they tell us when we're younger, look at your siblings, look at your cousins, look at whoever's around you in your age group. Look at the successful thing they're doing. See how they're doing that and they're applying themselves and they're doing all this stuff. You need to do something like that. So it's almost like he went, oh, okay, and one-upped them.
I mean, it is, I would assume, from my observation, it's fairly common that the oldest and the youngest are the ones that are the most successful. Mm-hmm. The oldest is usually, this isn't always the case, but usually the most intelligent one.
Yeah.
And it has to do with your mother and how her body is when she's pregnant. Mm-hmm. So it has the most resources for the first baby.
Yeah.
And then after that, it has less of a buildup of resources.
Yeah.
And therefore the children tend to not be as...
I mean, I would imagine by the time it got to baby 4 or after, mom's just looking at the belly going, hurry the fuck up and get out. Just get out.
Well, also there's a lot more... parents tend to care a lot more with their first child.
Yep.
Partially because they're first-time parents, and so they're worried about all kinds of stuff.
Which is a little different for his situation because his dad already had 3 children's. His dad was older than his mom. His dad was a Korean War veteran.
Okay.
And he wasn't born until the 80s. So not the 80s, the 70s. Yeah. So, he was born, years after his dad had been out of Korea. Yeah. And like I said, he's got 11 older siblings, and only one of them has passed away that I could find in a news report. But there could be more than that. But I do know when we look at the hierarchy of them, like if you look at just his full blood siblings, Donnie is the most intelligent of them. Like he's like,
and he's the one that was
he's the oldest,
in Sync or whatever. No, Backdoor Boys, whatever.
Oh, New Kids on the Block.
Oh yeah, whatever. Those are all 3 the same thing.
No, they're not, because New Kids on the Block put out a single that did pretty, still just kids, and it's done really good. It's got millions of views on the YouTube, and they just had another successful tour recently. So no.
Is he the oldest?
He's the oldest of the biological siblings because he is Donald Wahlberg Jr. And I love me some Donnie Wahlberg. He is the bad boy extraordinaire. He is a chameleon, which I think that's the interesting thing between Donnie and Mark, because they're both entertainers. So let's put it past what they're both known for. And literally it's just following suit. This one is musician first. Donnie D. He's a little bit of a rapper, musician, singer. Marky Mark. Yeah. So, and then, but brother gets into acting. Well, I'm going to do the same thing. So it's one following after the other. It's an emulation that for 80% of it is so much better.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about Donnie Wahlberg is that he's such a chameleon, because every time people don't know the fun fact about Dreamcatcher, the movie, and I'm like, that's Donnie Wahlberg, right? It floors their mind. No. Yes. Donnie Wahlberg plays,
he's the alien.
He's the alien. Yes.
/ special person.
Yes. Special needs person. Exactly. I don't remember his name right this minute, because it's been probably about a year and a half since I've rewatched the movie.
Yeah, I've only seen it once, and it was a while ago.
But his wife, Donnie's wife, Jenny McCarthy, is also in the Brainiac Club too, which is, she's actually very on the scale. She's got a very high level of intelligence. And, you might not see her so much in the news media anymore, other than Donnie Wahlberg's wife and a judge on The Masked Singer. But she's actually really smart too, because she works with autism foundations and she's done a lot of things. And so Donnie Wahlberg's really smart.
Anti-vaxxer.
And he's a real chameleon.
Okay.
But you got Mark Wahlberg. He's pretty much a chameleon too. So I posed to you the last time we talked about this. I said, what was the first movie you remember seeing Mark Wahlberg in? Almost everybody knows that's at least age 30, because of when the music came out and how long it tends to stand on radio. So most people know that he started out as Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. He was also a model. He did CK Underpants.
Yeah.
And I honestly couldn't figure out what came first. It might have been the modeling when he was 16 or 18. I'm not sure, but
I have no idea.
It was all around that same time. So what was the first movie you remember seeing him in?
Yeah, it was The Big Hit, I want to say.
The Big
Hit, and then like Three Kings.
Three Kings, yeah.
Although he had been in movies prior to that.
Yeah.
But
those were your first ones.
Yeah.
So I actually looked it up. His very first movie, and you've probably seen this movie and didn't realize, because I think we kind of talked about this before, Renaissance Man.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen it.
So you might not have seen that before the other ones, but that's Mark Wahlberg's very first movie, is Renaissance Man.
No, I'm not sure.
It was in 1990.
95?
95, yeah, in that range. Because his first three movies were Renaissance Man, then The Basketball Diaries, and then one of my favorite Wahlberg movies, Fear as David McCall. Yes.
Yeah.
I showed you the scene. I went to UT when I showed you the scene with him smiling and beating on the door. Open the fucking door.
Just let nature take its course.
You're like, yeah, come on, Dad. Actually, he calls him by his first name, but it has one of my favorite actors in it as well, which is William Peterson, who plays the dad in that movie, who also played Graham in Manhunter, the very first of what we see for the Hannibal Lecter series.
Never seen that movie. I've only seen The Silence of the Lambs. That's literally the only one of those movies that I've seen. And didn't they also have a television show too or something?
Yes, and it is, oh my God.
Not seen that either.
Hannibal, the TV show, 3 seasons. It's got Hugh Dancy, which is Claire Danes' husband. So it's got, not that matters here or there, but anyways, it's got Hugh Dancy, who plays Will Graham. Okay, so the main inspector guy. And then it's got Mads Mikkelsen.
Okay.
He played Caecilius in Doctor Strange. He played the guy that wanted to change the entire world.
Oh.
With the sparklies around his eyes. He plays Caecilius.
The heavy shadowing on his eyes.
So yeah, yes. So Mads, honestly, they couldn't have had a better person to do Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't he play Hannibal Lecter?
In the TV show, yes, not in the movies.
Yeah.
So anyways, you jerk. Now I forget. So anyways, so Fear, love Fear, right? Showed you that.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's just a girl thing. You just don't understand. Damn it. How did we scroll off of that onto Hannibal?
Because you were talking about the actors.
Yes, William Peterson. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of people might not know who William Peterson is. Okay, so CSI, the original CSI. He's the gray-haired guy. William Peterson. Hot is all I can say. As long as I can remember, so at least the last, I think I first saw Mindhunter in the very early, Manhunter.
He's the leader of the
CSI when they start the original CSI show.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's Will Peterson. That's William Peterson. And the minute I saw him shirtless, I was just like, hello, sir. And my first older man crush when I was young, like literally old man crush. Because like at my age now, he's got a good 20 years on me or so.
Yeah.
But anyways, so yeah, Fear, loved it. It was so good. And of course, it's got Reese Witherspoon in it.
Yeah.
When she was like super young, and you don't, she's not that young. The movie was 30 or 32 years ago.
Sounds about right. Yeah, it should have been in the early 90s, mid 90s.
Yeah. So, great movie. But what's interesting is where some other people, if they didn't follow along with Mark Wahlberg's career, there's a good portion of people who be like, oh, wasn't he the guy who played the big dick guy? Yes, he was. So Boogie Nights.
Oh, yeah.
Boogie Nights came out in between Fear and Three Kings. Now think about that in your mind. Fear, which is a thriller.
Yeah.
And then you've got Boogie Nights, which it's semi-biographical.
Yeah, sort of biographical.
It's based off of a real person. It's inspired by biographical events.
Yeah.
And then you've got Three Kings, which is also inspired by, rumors of the day. I don't know. But anyways, if you look at those three different characters, what a huge range he started showing when he was younger.
Yeah. It's also kind of funny. Three Kings has one really good actor and then two rappers in it.
Yeah.
Who are actually
because it had Mark Wahlberg,
Ice Cube,
and then who was the other one?
Clooney.
George.
Yeah.
Nice. And George Clooney at that time, by time you're getting to the mid 90s, at that time he'd been acting long enough that they were like, Swoony Cooney is what they used to call him when I was a kid. Have you seen Swoony Cooney? He's so hot.
I mean,
I remember seeing him on The Facts of Life.
He was on some hospital soap opera too.
Was it Grey's Anatomy or something like that?
Don't know.
Or Chicago 911 or I don't know.
I have no idea.
He did some. He was a doctor.
Yeah.
He played a doctor. Because you have Dr. Heartthrob and Dr. McSteamy. I think it was Grey's Anatomy, but I don't know. Don't quote me because this isn't about George Clooney.
Yeah.
Anyways, so what other movies do you remember Mark Wahlberg from?
So after that, it was Shooter.
Very good movie.
Very good movie, yeah.
So good.
And then The Departed is a fucking amazing movie. He does an amazing job in there.
I've only seen part of it.
There's a bunch of fantastic actors in that movie.
DiCaprio, Nicholson.
Okay,
then I have seen it, yeah.
And then they're all fucking great performances from all of them.
Yeah.
It's a fucking fantastic movie. Now, if you're not into like
thrillers or psychological thrillers or
mob violence, then it's not a movie for you. Definitely not.
Right.
Because it's was it Scorsese, I think.
Okay.
That's also, I think, the first movie that he actually won a fucking an Oscar or something like that for. And like a bunch of people were mad because he hadn't won one, like other actors or other directors.
Yeah. Yeah, because everybody was really shocked when he didn't win stuff for any of the Godfathers. Yeah. Like, how do you not give him, this was so brilliantly done. But it also goes to show you, if you look at when The Godfather was made, right? Which is 1,000,000% mafia mob type movie. Yeah. In the 70s, late 70s. And then you look at The Departed, which is a mafia type movie. Yeah. It wins, but you can see that 20-year cycle where it's like all of a sudden it's like it's not so taboo to talk about the mafia anymore. Because there's a lot of times where anything to do with the music or entertainment, like any industry awards for entertainers and stuff, it's a very touchy subject. Like when awards come through, like, you can't give an award and this is just realistically based when we look at it. You can't give an award to a mafia mob movie when they're trying to, when they're in the middle of the heightened battle against the mafia in the late 70s to late 80s to get the mafia under control. But, you got the mafia under control, or they think they do. Wink, wink,
also,
nod, nod.
During that time, a lot of mafia groups were whitewashing their businesses. So they were moving into more legitimate businesses.
Yeah. And they had and we know from history being spoken about that, the business they ended up primarily breaking into, it was a lot harder to make people understand it was legit. It left a stink on there going, nah, you're just using it for money laundering, even though that's not what it was. It was like, anyways. Okay. So The Departed. And then what else do you remember from Mark?
What was it? The Other Guys or something like that?
Oh, a comedy movie. Okay. Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of his movies. Even though I do like him as an actor, he's great.
Well, it's kind of weird because every once in a while I'll just be like, oh man, I really want to watch I've always enjoyed Mark Wahlberg movies. I want to see a Mark Wahlberg movie. I'll go do a search at whatever streaming service and I'll type the actor's name in and I'll see what choices I get. Yeah. So that's why I've probably seen Shooter like a dozen times.
Didn't he do something like Daddy's Home or some shit like that?
Daddy's Home and Daddy's Home 2 is super hilarious. He plays Dusty, the dad of Will Ferrell's stepkids. It's so hilarious.
And then didn't he do like Ted or something like that?
He did Ted and Ted 2. Yes.
Yeah. I've not seen any of those.
Yeah. Well, if you're not going to comedy as much as you are, like sci-fi and everything else, like, that's going to happen.
But that kind of shows he's got a fantastic range of what he can do. Also, it has to be what you're willing to do too. Yeah. But yeah, from being a fucking psychopath in Fear to being a fucking goofy ass fucking detective in fucking The Other Guys and everything in between there.
Yeah. And it is crazy because I think he's covered every genre there is out there. He's done, obviously
he's not done a fantasy movie yet. The D&D movie definitely would have been improved with a Mark Wahlberg.
It would have been way improved. Okay, let's just look. I just watched Into the Woods with Chris Pine again, and I'm like, oh, that's exactly why they picked you for that character. There is, and I loved watching his dad as an actor. Robert Pine is Chris Pine's dad. I loved him. He was in Chips. He was like the watch sergeant in Chips, the white guy with the bad comb over.
Okay.
Yeah. You didn't watch Chips, whatever. Oh, that's right. Lawrence Welk was on. My bad. Anyways, so Mark Wahlberg, you're right. He's done everything. So what's interesting about Mark Wahlberg is that roughly 20% of the movies he's done has either been biopics or biographies based on true happenings, or it has been a biography inspired. It's like, maybe they stretch the truth a little bit, Lone Survivor, but who knows? But that there is about 20% because he's done somewhere in the realm. It depends on how you look at it, but he's done roughly 60 different TV and film movies and appearances. And I mean, on TV, he did some work in Entourage. And of course, he was in several episodes of Wahlburgers, which is about their family restaurant. Yeah. And then, of course, and I've actually seen this. I've actually seen most of it. It was called Wall Street. He had 2 seasons of it. And it was all about how he was planning for the future, because he was talking about how it's really difficult back in the early 2020s, 2021, I think. So 2021, 21, 22. So right after COVID, around and after COVID, he was talking about like, hey, I got 4 kids that are getting ready to go off to college and I still got to support them. So I have to expand my investments. So the whole show, Wall Street, was all about how he invested and diversified his portfolio and how he invested in not just entertainment, but other ventures that was going to garner a reasonable return for him. So he's very fucking smart.
Okay.
But that's his whole family's like that. Like I said, his older brother Donnie's like,
Yeah.
You don't. A lot of people don't give these people enough credit, but
I mean, you get famous for one thing, and then that people think that's all you do, or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that was kind of the really neat thing about Mark Wahlberg reinventing himself, because he did the Calvin Klein underwear model ads. He did the Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. He did the music career. Only 2 albums. Doesn't say why they broke up, but that's fine. That's neither here nor there. But he was so famous as a musician for such a short period of time. They actually made a video game after him.
The fuck?
So it was a video game. It was called Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Make My Video. It was done by Digital Pictures in 1992 exclusively for the Sega CD.
Well, there's fucking half your problem right there. Anyway.
Well, first of all, I remember the Sega Genesis and the Sega Dreamcast. Sega! But, Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah. But I don't ever remember hearing of a thing called a Sega CD. Ever.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that sucks. Here's the craziest thing. So this Make My Video line, they had 3 musician stars to it. They had Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. They had Crisscross. The Mac Daddy make you jump. Okay.
Yeah, there's half the other problem.
And then In Excess.
They had Inks.
Yeah, it took me a long time to ever say that name right, because I was like, what's Inks? It's In Excess. Yeah. I get it. And of course, Michael Hutchinson, R.I.P. Yeah. Mental health is a huge thing that we all have to watch out for. But anyways, so it was really crazy because when I looked at it, I'm like looking at these titles and I was like, that movie was okay. Mark Wahlberg did really good in it, but I didn't understand why they were doing a movie. So he does a lot of things, and he'll be producer of a lot of things that like inspire him personally. Or things that he finds like incredible or whatever.
Or interesting or whatever.
Yes. So the very first biopic style film that he did that was loosely based on anybody real in existence and any situation they were in was Boogie Nights. And of course he did a replication. He was Dirk Diggler, which honestly, also, when I first heard that name, I'm like, that is a fucking phenomenal porn name. Yeah. Why didn't anybody think of that before?
Yeah.
Like Dirk Diggler, Dirk Dig 'em Down. I mean, Dirty Dick. I mean, something.
There was a show called Dirk Gently. And yeah, every time I hear that, I'm like, is this a porn? It's not. It's like some investigate, kind of like a Sherlock Holmes type thing, I want to say. I don't know. I've never watched it.
Like the only Dirk I know of is a country singer named Dirk Bentley. It's the only other Dirk I know about.
Yeah.
Dirk. Sorry, that's from South Park. And then the next one he did was The Perfect Storm, which is about the fishermen that were out at the sea when like the perfect storm came. Yeah.
I saw that one too.
That's a
fucking sad ass movie.
It is a sad ass movie, but it is so awesome to know that they did everything they could to come home, and they were just a great group of guys, honestly. So yeah, it was so sad, but it's so good. And
is George Clooney in that one too?
Yes, I think so. He's done a couple of movies with Clooney.
Yeah.
And then he did Invincible, which was about the football player who, the kid who played football and then went back when he was in his 30s. He ended up getting on a pro team for like 1 or 2 seasons. I don't remember the guy's name. Because I only saw half of it once.
This one's for the Gipper.
Of course, Departer, Shooter, those aren't biops, but Pain and Gain is. And we talked about this before. So Pain and Gain is based off of a news article down in Florida on these weightlifters who held held the guy hostage and all that kind of stuff, thinking he had a whole shitload of money, and he didn't. So it's more funny. And then I will not say disparaging things. I will say Lone Survivor.
Okay.
Lone Survivor is based off of what happened during Operation Red Wing to Mike Murphy and Matthew Axelson, and of course Danny, Diego were.
That was a SEAL team, right?
Yep, it was. Yeah, it was SEAL Team 3 or something, and of course
they were trying to rescue some Rangers or something like that. And
they were trying to gather intel.
Okay.
And they were Yeah. So anyways, and I'm not going to get into it other than it was fantastically done. And no offense to Mark Wahlberg whatsoever, but there was 2 out fucking standing performances in that movie. And that there was 3 really good ones, but 2 very much outstanding. And one of them was Taylor Kish as Michael Murphy, who literally gave his life to get the sat phone to a position where he could call out so they could find him.
Their officer.
Yes, he was their leader. He was the main guy. So Taylor Kish just did fantastic with that. But more than that was Matthew Axelson, who was played by the phenomenal Ben Foster, who literally, based on the details and the autopsies of Axelson, he did it perfect. Like, amazing. Outstanding performances. Anyways, so RIP to those guys, because they definitely 1,000%, you never wish that on anybody. And especially, obviously, we're Americans. So, you don't wish that on your service members whatsoever. It's a terrible thing. But great performances, good story, all of that. So anyways, Deepwater Horizon was based on the oil tanker, the Deepwater Horizon, that basically the executives ignored all the warning signs and kept pushing, and it led to this massive explosion and deterioration of this oil tanker out in the ocean. And so it lost some lives there, but it was a good story. And it has one of my favorite actors in it besides Mark Wahlberg, and that was Dylan O'Brien. Oh, it was very cool. Patriots Day. So that was about the bombers on the Boston Marathon.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And then you've got something called All the Money in the World. I have no idea. I've never heard of it. But it's a true story. It's based off of a true story. And then a really good film I thought was like Instant Family. And that one is based off of one of the writer's true experiences of being like an adopted kid or whatever. So it's pretty interesting. It's funny. It's a lot of funny things. And it's funny when, we think about stuff in our childhood, how we can see the same events at the time was so traumatic to us. It was, oh my God, my sibling kicked my doll down the street and got it dirty. Oh, it's the end of the world. And then when we're adult, we're like, you were such a bitch. You just kicked my doll and made it dirty. It made me so mad. And you laugh.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that perspective where it's like, it probably wasn't all fun and games when they were kids, but it's something that they took a very shocking situation and found the humor in it. So that's pretty cool. And then Joe Bell and Father Stu are a couple other, but Father Stu is I didn't watch it because I'm not Catholic and I don't care. Yeah. But Joe Bell is a story of a dad with I don't remember if their son was gay or trans or kind of a mixture of both, but his son, it's a true story. Joe Bell's son actually committed suicide after being bullied for his own beliefs. This guy, Joe Bell, walks across America in honor of his son. And it's an amazing story. So, but he did it. I did see part of that, and he did phenomenal in that because I mean, who else are you going to get to do something like that other than Tom Hanks? And I love Tom Hanks. Yeah. Love me some Tom Hanks, but I think that guy's been in like 100 and something movies. I don't know. Yeah. And Mark Wahlberg, I like Mark Wahlberg the same way I like Jeremy Renner. He's actually not like this hot guy. He's like a gritty looking guy. Like he's the guy, ladies, you know what I'm talking. Girls, ladies, you know what I'm talking about. He's that guy you want to see, with a little bit of pudge on his belly underneath your car, changing a tire or something with sweat and dirt on his face. They're kind of gritty, kind of like them like that. That video game thing, though, I can't get over. Yeah. I think I laughed I laughed so hard I almost peed myself like, what is this? It's just amazing to me. Yeah, and it's crazy because when he was a singer, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch only did 2 albums, but they had 5 hit singles off of it and only did 4 music videos. And, oh, wow. Yeah. And you'd think it'd be more, but they're a very
Yeah.
short-lived group.
And especially, like, I'm assuming here. I'm assuming that the whole reason he got a record deal was because of his brother, right? And they even had, like, interaction between the two bands. I want to say one of their first videos, or one of their first albums, it was a kind of a crossover. The two of them were interacting together.
So, Donnie Wahlberg, he actually did... He was producer, I believe. Because he actually did a little bit of the hook on Good Vibrations, which I believe it's Donnie who's...
And didn't they have Mark rapping on one of their albums?
I think so. I know that he danced on some of their stuff too, because I mean, like, here's the thing, and Mark Wahlberg would probably just be like, "Oh, shucks about it," you know, because a lot of people are like, you know, but he's a well-rounded entertainer.
Yeah,
he's very athletic. He's highly danceable. He had good
highly danceable.
He had a good dance move. He had a damn good dance move when he was a kid. He did good dance. He did good dance. But I know that I think they might have been on tour or visited each other on tour a couple times. I mean, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch was very short-lived. Yeah. And I think that's because it's like, look, let's be honest about it, ladies and gentlemen. It was a gimmick and a stick to get his foot into the entertainment industry door. Yeah. Because like I said, I particularly like his gritty good looks. I don't think he's as good looking as Jeremy Renner, but he would definitely not make the 5 sexiest men in the world because so many people will look at aesthetics so differently. Yeah. I don't like I like the boys, the men's, not the boys. I don't like boys. I like men's. I like men who have that life experience look on them. They have, you know, they have like a little bit of scars. Maybe they got some wrinkles, you know, and the older I get, the more I think salt and pepper hair is kind of sexy. But, you know, I don't know. So anyways, Mark Wahlberg. So this all came about because I told you that I had seen this ad for this movie for him, and where he was like not playing your traditional. And the last time I remember him being like that was the movie Fear, where he's like psycho. So it's called Flight Plan. And it's with him and Topher Grace and some lady. I don't even know. Like, in no offense to her, she did her job. She did her job just fine. She was not memorable for me. Okay. The actress herself was not memorable for me in the sense of like, so her character was coming off of being stuck in the office working because her witness that she'd been protecting got killed or something prior. You know, so she didn't come off as somebody who had these heavy amounts of remorse, this heavy sadness or guilt or anything. She really honestly and truly just came across as somebody who's like, I don't give a shit about nothing except for getting you back alive to prove I can keep people alive. Woo. And with that level of excitement, that's exactly what I mean her performance was. Yeah, okay. Now, that's probably how she was told to perform. Doesn't matter. Topher Grace as a big pussy chicken. Oh my God. He did so good as being a big old wuss. It was great. It was like Eric Foreman grew up and he was still a big old chicken about everything. It was so great. But Mark Wahlberg, so he plays the pilot in this. And then, of course, you know, you find out that he's not really the pilot. He's a hitman. Here's the creepy thing about it. When you watch the movie, at first you think, wait, is he a gay hitman? And then you go, oh, wait, is he just psychologically fucking with Topher Grace? Hitman's. He is a bisexual hitman because he lays it out for him like, you ever been to prison? Yeah. Like,
we're wrestling, we're using prison rules.
But you know what is so funny? Here's the worst part here's the bad part about the movie. So it's all filmed in this little tiny, like almost all of it, like 80-90% of it is in this little Cessna plane. So they did a really good job with limited room, right? Yeah. There was a couple of things they caught on camera that were off sequence from what they should have been. Like when he was trying to get out of the handcuffs. They show it immediately. You see it immediately in the background, but he's supposed to be knocked out. Yeah, okay. Because most people, when they get knocked out, don't come right back in 10 seconds. When you're legit knocked out. I mean, listen, if somebody conks me on the back of the head with a fucking fire extinguisher, I'm pretty sure I'm going to stay knocked the fuck out for more than 10 seconds.
Maybe.
So, but here's the greatest thing. So as this pilot, he wears a hat. And underneath this hat, he's got a cul-de-sac.
Okay.
Mark Wahlberg is not naturally cul-de-sac, okay?
Okay.
But one of two things had to have happened. Either one, he had to have shaved his head down to create this cul-de-sac, or two, he cut his hair short and they gave him a wig that has a cul-de-sac because you can actually see his natural hair underneath this like balding spot. It's so hilarious because
maybe that's part of the hitman's disguise.
Maybe, but it was so funny. It was like, oh, this is a serious movie. And here I'm laughing at this guy while he's talking about all the gory, disgusting, sexually aggressive things he's going to do to everybody. And I'm laughing going, dude, that is such a bad job with your hair. but it was good. I mean, it was good. He plays Psycho so well.
Just nature take its course.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he said in the plane too, was like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You just uncuff me now and accept it. And then we can get started. I mean, it's just so psycho of him. It's great. But anyways.
I wants you.
That's literally what he says. I really like you. I can't wait to play with you. Like, roar. I'm like, oh my God. So anyways, he's got more movies coming out too. And so it's
Not
interesting.
surprising.
No, I mean, it's so crazy. It's so funny. Like his most successful movies did happen. Like pretty much a lot of the stuff he's been in since 2006. So it took him 10 years of acting to really kind of get the process down the right way. But yeah, 2006 to now, I mean, he's done a lot of really good, high making films. Obviously he's not the highest collector ever. I mean, highest grossing person ever, but he does a good job. I likes him a lot. I would recommend Flight Risk, not Flight Plan.
Yeah.
It's Flight Risk. It's a short movie. It's only like an hour and a half long. But for what it is, it's pretty good for what it is. Like I said, the female actress, nothing against her. I don't think maybe she's ever acted in a role like that. And then other people who've maybe seen her before might be like, oh, this is so phenomenal. I'm not trying to take anything away from her. I just wasn't impressed with her. Like, I think if you had Rose Byrne or maybe like Emily Blunt in that same position, I think you would have seen a lot better emoting of the situation versus I'm not going to like it's a really good movie until the last 5 minutes and then it turns campy. The last 5 minutes are like, oh, why wouldn't this happen to the bad guy? Why wouldn't that miraculously happen to you? Oh, of course that's going to happen. But it's just like, but at the same time, you're like, oh yeah, he was a dick. I'm glad he's, that happened to him. I don't know. It's kind of like, I told you that I watched Halloween Ends. It was supposed to be the very last of the Jamie Lee Curtis lines of the Halloween movies. And, they really put an emphasis on Michael Myers is dead, like a real emphasis on it. However,
he's been dead so many times, it's fucking not relevant.
Well, so this is a spoiler alert because I know you're not going to watch it unless you are ultra bored and there's nothing else on ever one day, like 50 years in the future. So Halloween Ends. It's of course it's the follow up to the one where her daughter actually dies. Her daughter sacrifices herself to save
spoiler
the
alert.
granddaughter. Spoiler alert, right? Look, the movie came out 4 years ago. So if you're a horror fan and you haven't seen it yet, that's not my problem. You're not a real horror fan if you didn't watch it.
True.
It's facts. Like you should all, if you're into horror movies, you should watch them within 2 years of release. Just saying. Yeah. That's what you get.
People.
Anyway, right. So there is one scene in there where it kind of conveys that Michael can impart part of his personality, part of who he is on another person. Okay.
Well,
so there's that.
Too.
And in this movie, he imparts part of himself on this other guy. And this other guy is having sex with Jamie Lee Curtis's granddaughter. So, they could bring it back with her having given birth to
the new Michael Myers.
So they could do that, right? But not right now because the movie's only 4 years old. So that's disgusting.
Call it the seed. The
seed of Halloween, the seed of Michael Myers. Okay, so in this movie, we get to the very end of it. I'm like, yeah, sure, Michael's dead. Nope, they really prove Michael's dead. They take his body and they parade it around on top of the police car through town, through Hiddleford, or whatever the name of the town is, Hiddleford or Hiddleston or whatever. Anyways.
Pumpkin.
So they parade his body through the streets. Everybody sees it, and everybody, they're like the pitchfork riders. Michael, fuck you. Yeah. So then the crowd tears him apart piece by piece, right? So you got that. And then the piece de resistance, they throw his body into a grinder. Not a wood chipper, but a metal grinder, and grind him up into fertilizer. So I think the original Michael Myers might be dead. I don't know.
That makes me think of one of the lit RPG books.
Mm-hmm.
In this one scene, the main character, his little village that he's starting, gets attacked by trolls.
Uh-huh.
And they manage to kill the trolls, but the trolls bleed all over the place.
Uh-huh.
And apparently the troll blood is really good fertilizer. And the guy's like, oh, this is amazing. We should find some more trolls and fucking kill them in our fields.
Oh, my God.
And his, assistant or whatever, he's like, that's a fucking terrible idea. He's like, why? He's like, because apparently if you get enough troll blood on the ground, it will fucking spawn new trolls.
Oh, shit.
So it's one of the ways that they can reproduce. Like if you cut off their arm, potentially a whole nother troll can grow from the arm. So same thing can happen from their blood. You just get enough of their blood on something and it will fucking grow a new troll.
Wow.
So maybe if you spread Michael Myers out on the Cabbage Patch or whatever, you're gonna have fucking.
He'll be reborn as a new Pumpkinhead. Who knows?
Yeah.
Honestly, the movie itself was fine. Like I said, there was a couple campy spots. It's for me. I love me some Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
I think she's a wonderful actress. I think she's great. Of course, I absolutely loved her in True Lies.
Oh yes.
I think everybody loved her in True Lies.
Oh yeah.
Many times over and then some. So we'll have to do one about Jamie Lee Curtis because, her parents are Janet Leigh from the original Psycho. And then, of course, her dad's Tony Lee Curtis. So, anyways, so maybe we'll have to do one on Jamie Curtis.
She's Hollywood royalty.
Yeah. Yeah. But, she's been married to the same dude for like a really long time. And like, she doesn't do all of these filler things. She doesn't do all this plastic surgery, or she hasn't yet. And she very much is like, I'm going to age. It's going to happen. She wanted to live her life authentically, and I think she's done it very well.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the same thing. I think that's one of the things I like Mark Wahlberg, too, is because he's just himself. He works out. He's just like, I have to pay. Like literally on that Wall Street show, he's just like, everybody thinks I got all these great genetics. Nope. He goes, nope. I'm more like my brother Robert if I don't pay attention. So I have to pay attention to what I eat. I have to exercise. I've got to stay in my mind. I have to keep my mind going all the time. Yeah. He goes, I can't be stagnant. He goes, or I'm never going to get anywhere. I've got 4 kids. I got to pay attention to. I got to stay hot for my wife, and it's kind of interesting. He's like, because he's just like, there's all, like all these people out there who are doing things. He goes, I have to do it authentically. It's the only way that works for me.
Yeah. And
I love that about him because like, I think it's a way to show aging gracefully.
Yeah.
He's like, I know sometimes people don't know how old I am. He's just like, but trust me, when I get up in the morning, my back's just like, you're X amount of years old. I know how old I am.
Yeah. That makes me think of that fucking Kevin Hart and Don Cheadle.
Okay.
Don Cheadle said how old he was, and Kevin Hart was like, damn! And Don is looking at him like, what the fuck, dude? And Kevin tries to play it off. He's like, oh no, I was like, damn. And he's like,
you look
no,
good for your age, brother.
That's not the damn that you said. Anyway, Mark Wahlberg called Kevin Hart out on it when he was doing an interview with him.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, it's not like he's that much older than you, dude.
Yeah. And it's crazy because if you put them in order, it really is Don Cheadle, then Mark Wahlberg, then Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Because Kevin Hart's a little bit closer to our age.
Yeah.
And, you know, Mark Wahlberg's a little bit older than us.
Yeah.
But yeah, Don Cheadle's like early mid-60s or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
He still looks fucking good.
I think he looks great.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know.
Black don't crack.
Jesus Christ. I literally had a woman say that to me on Saturday at work. I'm like, oh my God, your skin. And I don't mean like I wasn't being complimentary just to do. I mean, she caught my eye because she was smiling very brightly. Her teeth were perfectly straight. But I was just like, oh my God, your skin is like flawless. She wasn't wearing any fucking makeup, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, you have the most smooth skin I've ever seen. And that's exactly. She goes, do you know how old I am? I was like, if you tell me how old I am, I'll tell you how old. I knew how old she was because I'm fairly good at guessing that, but I'm very respectful. I knew she was almost 40, but I was just like, you're probably early 30s. And she's like, oh, girl, thank you. She goes, you know, black don't crack. And I was just like, now tell me how old I am. And she goes, you're probably a little bit older than me just by a couple years. And I looked at her,
Redacted.
what? I don't look it. Don't care. But she was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
She was 39. She's going to have her 40th birthday in a couple months.
Hmm.
And it's really interesting because, I'm not going to show everybody my driver's license and be like, no, really, this is my birthday.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a lot easier to say, well, you know, me and Mr. T were born on the same day.
Mm.
Just different years, different decades. I actually did not realize it, and this squirreled me because this reminded me. So Mr. T was born in 1952.
Damn.
Do you know why he has made his name legally Mr. T?
No idea.
So when he was growing up, he remembers seeing his father, who was a military veteran, and his grandfather. He remembers people saying to these great men in his life that had fought for the country, who'd done all these things, who worked in very respect. His father was a minister. His grandfather was a veteran. And he remembers growing up how everybody would say to his father and his grandfather and his brother, boy, how they would be called boy a lot. Hey, boy, what are you doing? Hey, boy, how you been? And he found it very disrespectful because that was kind of like, back then it was a backward slant, like racist thing.
Yeah.
So he legally changed his name to Mr. T. The reason he did it is he said, I didn't like how people addressed my father, my grandfather, my brother, and my uncles and all that. He goes, I didn't like it. It was very disrespectful. He goes, and I wanted people to respect me for who I was, which we will do a Mr. T episode because he is fascinating.
Yeah.
But
is he still alive?
Yes.
Okay.
He
I
is
remember
alive.
I saw him a while back and he looked kind of bad, but I think he had cancer or something.
Yes. We'll do a Mr. T episode.
Yeah.
But what I found interesting about it is he changed his name to Mr. T legally because he wanted people to address him as a man, because it shouldn't matter that he was black. What mattered is he should be respected as a man because he gives that respect. So that is why he went from using his, like, people don't know his first name. They only know. So his legal last name is literally just the letter T.
Mr. T only needs one letter.
That's right. And he quit wearing all of his gold jewelry after Hurricane Katrina because he is a Reformed Christian or born again Christian. Anyways, and he quit wearing it because he said he felt so awful about displaying what he'd earned when everybody else, all these people during Hurricane Katrina had lost everything and had nothing. And here he was flouncing around with these hundreds of thousands of dollars of gold.
Yeah.
And like, I would have thought the story would have been better if he'd have been like, I gave a gold chain out to each family I could help. That'd have been better. But anyways, he's fascinating. I'll do more research on him because I just randomly looked him up. So anyways, Mark Wahlberg, high recommend. Flight Risk, high recommend. I'm interested to see what he's going to do. If he's going to pull a Clooney, because, you know, Clooney's had this really long career and he has done some amazing movies. Clooney's done some very amazing movies.
Yeah.
The one he just recently did that I watched has him as a scientist dying of cancer. Like basically he ends up being the last man on Earth. And his daughter is out in space and she's on this voyage and she's supposed to be coming home. There's nothing to come home to on Earth because you can't be outside. There's not breathable air and all this kind of stuff. And I don't remember the name right offhand because we're running out of time. But yeah, it's fantastic. It's a good movie. So anyways, Mark Wahlberg, Flight Risk, high recommend. Good job. I love Mark Wahlberg. I could probably talk about him for another 3 hours, but I don't think we have that kind of time today.
No.
But it's been a fun day.
Yes.
And if you don't like him for any other reason, but you like robots, just watch him in any of the Transformer movies he did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Transformer, Age of Extinction, all that kind of stuff.
Yay.
Did you ever watch the first Transformer?
I watched the first one because I was bored and it was fucking playing on TV.
I loved it.
It was okay.
I loved it. I actually loved the independent Bumblebee movie. Because, Dylan O'Brien was the voice of Bumblebee. So anyways, you guys have a great day.
Later.
Bye.
Okay, everybody. That's all the time we have for today. So I want to thank you for stopping by to enjoy the conversation. We're glad you're here. And please share and share again. And share some more. And if you haven't already, subscribe. We'll be having another chat and another cup soon. We'll talk to you then. Look forward to seeing you.